Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today, for you guys, there's another podcast video with my good buddy here, Recon Trooper.
Hey there, folks. Recon Trooper here, and if you're watching my version, I hope you enjoy the Lego Star Wars and Dying Light Hellraid gameplay in the background.
Ooh. Now, what Lego Star Wars game we talking?
Totally not the Skywalker saga, because that one's garbage.
Yeah, right. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, so I guess first of all, if you guys want to subscribe to Recon Trooper and myself, leave a like if you enjoyed this podcast. And yeah, with all that housekeeping stuff out of the way, I have one or two topics here that I thought of, but why don't you start with yours first, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, the first topic was actually something we were too late to do last time, and that's your quiz.
Oh yeah, I don't even know where that sheet is. I'm not even prepared.
Okay, well,
Shoot.
just think of 5 random questions then, and that'll be fine.
All right, for Lego games or just for anything?
Anything, I guess. As
Ooh.
long as I know what they are, because if you're talking about Ninjago, then I'm just gonna hum the rest of the time.
Yeah, right. Huh. Okay, question one. What is in chronological order the Middle Earth 6 movies?
Hobbit, Unexpected Journey. Hobbit, Desolation of Smog. Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, and Lord of the Rings, King of Return of the King.
Okay, get me worried there. All right, question number
Yeah,
two.
well, I don't know what I was thinking. King of the
King of
something.
the Kong
Yeah.
or something. All right, question number two. What was the alternate title for The Hobbit 3 Battle of the Five Armies? What was it originally going to be called?
There and back again.
Good job. Okay. Okay, question three. How many Lego game DLCs were there going to be but eventually got canceled?
Uh,
So stuff that they were like, yeah, this is going to show up,
you
this is
mean
coming out soon, and then it got
you mean
canceled.
overall? Because there's games I haven't played before.
Yeah, I'm just in or that you know about, just in general, stuff
Okay.
you've heard about, that kind of thing.
Uh,
I'll give
only
you.
one I know about. Only one I
Okay,
know
I'll
about
give you
is
a
the
hint. I'll give
Hobbit
you a hint.
one.
Which one?
Hobbit one.
Yes. Okay, yeah, that's one. I'm still mad about that.
Who isn't?
Yeah, and the second is I don't know if you've
You
actually
said
played this
Worlds.
game. Yes. Yep.
What was Worlds thing gonna be?
It was called Survivor Mode. It was like you're on like randomly generated, like
Oh,
like islands and stuff, and you'd have to like
oh,
brick build boats and stuff and kind of work your way out. But never happened,
avoid
sadly.
starving.
That I don't know if it was gonna be that, but if that intense, I
Oh.
know it was just build a boat. That would be cool though.
I mean, that would be what literal survival mode is. You know,
Yeah,
you
right.
have to not starve to death.
Yeah, kill your fellow Lego people to survive. That makes sense. All right, what do we got? One more question? Oh boy.
Sure. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, let's see. Let's do a Star Wars question. Or no, we'll do an MCU question because I'm working on the MCU again. How many in what? Okay, list as many Infinity Stones as you can in terms of their MCU appearance in order.
Okay. Uh, Space Stone, Mind Stone,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Reality Stone. I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna say Ether, which is basically the same thing, I guess.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Um, but yeah, so Reality Stone, Power Stone, Time Stone, and Soul Stone.
Ah,
There's
noise.
actually in the comics there's like 3 other stones or something that they never made
Huh.
in the movies, but I forget what they're called.
Well, I have the I didn't read it yet, but I have the comic. I think it's just called Infinity War, Infinity Saga, something like that. Thanos is on the
Yeah,
cover, and I've heard a lot
it's
on the internet that
impossible.
that. Yeah, I know. Really, Thanos is on the cover? Wow. But I didn't read it. Have you read it? Like, is it actually different than the MCU movie?
I don't know.
Okay.
I
Well, I
honestly
know
haven't
that.
read any comics really. I've only read maybe three that I wanted to read.
Oh, okay. So you're fairly new to
One is
comics.
yeah, one was the Ultimate Spider-Man. One of the books of that had which had Carnage in it, and it had
Ooh.
Peter essentially destroying Carnage. Like Peter, not Spider-Man. Peter.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
Um,
weird.
yeah, and then there was another one called Venom versus Carnage, where it introduces Toxin,
Oh, I've heard of
and
him. I've heard of that guy. So you've
yeah,
read.
and then that's about it.
Okay. All right. That's still fair. I know for a fact that the book I was talking about has like Thanos' wife or girlfriend. Her name is Death. She's a
Yeah.
big. She plays a big role. Tell me in the comments down below if anyone knows more about it. Again, I have it. I just didn't read it. But anyway, um, I guess we're on the topic of MCU. I guess do you have an MCU related topic or what do you got going here?
Uh, I have Doctor Strange too, but I was also, um, no, you'll get to it fairly soon. It's another two movies away in your reviews, but
Mhm.
just for discussion purposes, what are your thoughts on? First of all, before Doctor Strange 2, what are your thoughts on Age of Ultron?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that review. I think the consensus online is that it's the worst one and that it's no good and that Joss Whedon did it. I know he's kind of apparently he's a bad person. I don't know, but he's a good director. I think that the first Avengers movie. I mean, it's not only a masterpiece. It's also it was also like incredibly hard to follow up because that movie. I didn't see it in theaters. I got into Marvel around 2013, around the Lego Marvel 1 release date.
Yeah.
So I was, I didn't see that in theaters, but for people that have, I'm assuming it must have been like a crazy, crazy cool event. And it's a great movie, that first Avengers film. But the second one, I haven't seen it in a few years actually. But from what I remember, I don't really understand the hate. I mean, I don't think it's as
Yeah.
iconic as the first movie, but I don't think. Out of the first Avengers, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and Endgame, I don't think out of those four movies there is a bad one. You know what I mean? Like it's not just because it's
No.
the Avengers. I just think, from what
I
I
mean,
remember at least, Age of Ultron was pretty well made.
people are just people are mostly upset with Ultron himself and how weak he was and all that, and
Mm.
that he wasn't anything like apparently he is in the comics. But
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
don't care.
get that.
I mean, I don't care. I mean, I don't know. You saw the podcast I did with Echo, and I said that I can't imagine anyone other than James Spader voicing him now. Like I couldn't imagine somebody that did Mickey Mouse voices suddenly voicing him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I couldn't either. That's a good point.
So I think the acting was okay, and I mean it's kind of weird trying to see if his face stretches without mechanical openings showing up, because you see his face emote and everything, and kind of wondering if some of the metal stretches when he emotes or if it's just like little panel after little panel separating or whatever.
Right? Yeah, how
but
would that work?
but I think he's pretty a decent villain, and like he throws his temper tantrums throughout the movie. Like I was also mentioning to Echo that one part where Vision shuts him out at in the climax there, and he's like, "You shut me out. You think I
Yeah,
care?"
yeah,
But of course, he's throwing a fit, so of course he cares.
yeah.
You know,
That's funny. Yeah, I think he's
listen to
good.
yourself, Ultron, before you tell other people.
Yeah, stupid robot. I mean, I think Age of
Oh, he's only
Ultron.
full of homocidal glitches. He thinks
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
his
those
personality,
can be
so
buffed
that's
out.
all.
Yeah,
You know.
we can get rid of that in the update or something. We can patch it. Tony can patch them out like a video game.
Yeah.
But
But
no, I think overall, Age of Ultron, I don't think it's bad. I think that, I mean, first of all, we got Vision, so that's cool. Ultron's a
and
decent
Wanda.
villain. And Wanda, right? I mean, well, she was in the Winter Soldier post credit, but this is her first movie, really. So I think that's really
Yeah,
cool
this is
that.
her real debut. It's not just a cameo.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I think that was really well done. Of course, it's cool in hindsight knowing where Wanda and I mean, I would say Quicksilver, but he's you know
Yeah,
kind of dead.
would have been nice
Um,
to keep him around at least until Endgame or something, you know.
yeah, I
But
don't understand why. I mean, I kind of know why they
apparently
did it
the
for.
act apparently the actor actually signed a multi-film contract,
Huh.
but they only killed him in the that one. So like,
Man, that's kind of wonky. They're like, hey, you want to be
but
Quicksilver for 7 movies? Yeah? Oh, too bad you're dead.
but I mean,
What are you gonna
it
do?
would have been nice. Yeah, things would be nice if they happened, but sometimes you just have to accept what is nice and let go of what would have been nice.
I suppose, yeah. It just, yeah, it's
You
a
know.
shame, man. I wanted to see what, because I mean, did you see the WandaVision show?
No, Disney Plus.
Oh, okay. Well, then I can't say it. How
Sure
did
you can.
so?
I don't mind.
Well, so you saw Multiverse of Madness without seeing, because you have to see WandaVision first, unless you already like looked up spoilers or something.
I looked up some spoilers. I kind of know about. There's a guy called White Vision, and
Mm.
there's
It's not racist, by
I
the
think
way,
the
everyone.
yeah, a
He's
racist.
literally the color white.
It's It's roboticist. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And then I think the main villain of the show is someone called Agatha.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. And they were gonna make an Agatha spin-off show
Yeah,
called Coven of Chaos.
and
That I don't think is
I know
happening,
from
but
a I know from a screenshot Wanda crosses her eyes when she's pregnant.
okay, okay, yeah, that's a spoiler.
So.
That's a heavy, heavy
but
spoiler.
but yeah, like I haven't actually seen it, but there's things I know about it because
Okay,
I've seen screenshots and stuff. So but I don't mind being spoiled if it's a Disney Plus thing because I could care less about Disney Plus and
yeah,
Disney.
yeah.
Uh,
That's the bad thing. It's like
but
I was just I was talking just real quick off topic for a second, but I was talking with
yeah,
my aunt, and I'm like, hey, there's this new Ninjago show coming out, Dragons Rising, and it's only on Netflix because they hate like I have Disney Plus. I've never had cable, and it's impossible to like actually be invested in all these franchises because like you'd have to be a friggin' millionaire to afford all. You know what I mean? Like to afford all these things. It's
yeah,
crazy. You got HBO Max, you got Hulu, you got Disney Plus. It's insane. But I do have Netflix for at least the time being because I have to watch Ninjago, obviously. But yeah, for people to
I
keep up
have
with.
to. Otherwise, I die
Yeah,
of
it's a medical
brain
thing.
decay.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, you wouldn't understand. It's a medical thing. But it's just strange because you like Marvel, and I know you have your thoughts on we both have our thoughts on Phase 4, but it's just
Yeah.
for the most part it's passable, and it just sucks that you get all these awesome shows, and I'm sure you can find them on eCrater or Etsy or something on Blu-ray, but in
Yeah, I haven't
WandaVision there's a
actually been looking really for like a DVD
yeah. Well,
Blu-ray
that's the thing, they
full
don't
of
even
it.
sell them like quote unquote normally.
Yeah, I know.
That's what sucks.
I haven't gone on to Etsy though, even though you mentioned it in the first podcast. I haven't really. I just don't have the interest right now, I guess, to go searching for it or
Yeah.
anything like on Disney Plus. Not even Star Wars shows.
Oh my.
Although
Oh, one day it'll
I
come
did
back.
for a time. I did for a time think about getting the Mandalorian, but decided I'd save my money for something else.
Yeah, that's fair. That's smart. Buy it and use it on Chipotle or something.
Yeah, but yeah, on to Doctor Strange 2 now.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent thing though, and I don't know if you know this, but that giant octopus, Gargantos as they call it in the show,
Yeah.
or the movie, I should say, not show. Um, there's actually a villain in the comics called the Shumagora or
Yeah, I
Gora,
think I've heard about that briefly.
and kind of slightly based off that, but some stupid excuse that they came up with that it's they had some kind of copyright thing
Oh, of
the
course.
the name because of Conan the Barbarian or something.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it was originally featured in a non-Marvel comic, and they couldn't.
I guess so. I don't know.
Mm.
Just I don't think anybody would even unless they're that into Conan that it's like the only thing they watch, much like you with Ninjago.
Hmm.
You know, I don't think anyone would really either pay attention or care if they Marvel used the name.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, you're right. I don't think it's. I think that's the last thing
but
Marvel they
they don't
care about.
really
But
they don't even name the thing in the movie. Even Doctor Strange just calls it the giant octopus. So
yeah, yeah, it's a moot point. It's stupid. Whatever. I guess that's for like the
call that the villain. You
yeah,
got
right,
Doctor
yeah,
Octopus and Giant Octopus.
yeah. The marketing guys are the real villains or whatever. But oh boy.
But
But no, I think that look, because the director of Multiverse, Sam Raimi, of course, he did a lot of stuff. He did Spider-Man trilogy.
yeah,
He did Evil Dead, which you guys know I like Evil Dead a lot. But um, I
Spider
think
Man's the only thing I've seen of his
okay.
work.
I
But
don't know. I mean,
yeah,
if you can stomach horror and some gore, I think Evil Dead's good. But I know he did
yeah,
Drag Me to
I'd have
Hell.
to
He
just
did.
find it. It's all.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. That's the problem. Um, I think he did Oz Great and Powerful. So he did a few things for Disney before, but I didn't see that film. I just know about it. But I think that
Yeah,
Multiverse being the first kind of MCU quote unquote horror film, because look, I don't think Multiverse is a horror film. I do think it has some horror elements. Um,
yeah,
but like when you look at a horror film, 99% of that horror film is horror. This movie had pieces of it, but it was also kind of funny and action packed. It's a Marvel movie. It
yeah.
can't be straight up one thing. But what did you think about the horror aspects? Do you think they fit? Because you haven't seen WandaVision, so upon not watching that, do you think that it works?
Um, well, I'm trying to think what exactly are the horror elements because I wasn't really. I mean, unless you're talking about undead strange at the end there,
Yeah, well, that of course,
but
Wanda,
that wasn't
Wanda,
really. It wasn't really horror. It was humorous because
right?
it's just this talking zombie telling what's her name Chavez, "Oh, not yet." Like his jaw is just kind of opening and closing. His lips aren't even making shapes or anything. It's kind of just like la la la,
Yeah, he's just like a puppet. I don't know. I mean,
But
I guess the horror would be. I mean, I don't know if that'd be horror. That'd be more creepy. But the horror could be like Wanda murdering everyone, or her like just like coming out of the portals all creepy, and her. I think Wanda's the scariest thing in that movie. Um, of course,
yeah,
I'm not gonna have nightmares, but I mean, for an MCU movie that never really dabbled in that creepy stuff, I think it did a pretty good job.
yeah.
Because really, it's just
Um,
Wanda being pissed off about her fake sons, and I mean, there's a lot of really good
well, her
aspects of that.
alternate reality sons.
That's true. Yeah.
They're obviously not fake. Otherwise, why would she even care if they're fake?
Yeah. I think it's good though. I
But
mean, do you have any negatives about it? What's your favorite and least favorite thing about it?
well, my only negative, probably would be the obvious thing. Even though it's like I think I mentioned this before that I just pretend that sh- uh, the one scene I'm just gonna mention if people know it, then that's
I know
great.
what you're talking.
Um, yeah, I just pretend they're sisters because they kind of have their arms around each other like best friends. So I just pretend they're sisters or best friends or something,
Yeah.
and
Oh, that's what best friends do.
you don't see them doing all the stuff that a couple would do.
Yeah. I
So
wish.
like so
No, I
just
get you.
yeah, I can endure it. I mean,
I think my
not
only
like
issue with the no, that's fair.
I think Eternals apparently had more in your face kind of stuff than that.
Oh yeah,
So
Eternals. I mean, I don't want to get too political, as everyone knows, but
yeah,
Eternals is pretty woke. There's a few iffy scenes in there, but I think Eternals is a good film. I think it's one of the
yeah,
more underrated ones. I know everyone hates it, but The woke. Yeah, it's pretty.
Some
It's
of it is
pretty.
a lot of it is justified for that.
Yeah.
Not just outright hating it. Disney worst Marvel into doing something, and then not to mention Marvel itself had some pretty shady characters in their team too. So
That they did.
it's kind
I
of
think my own.
understandable.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. I think my only issue with multiverse is some of the writing choices. I just think, because Doctor Strange, I think it's one of the better Phase 4 movies, but this film, even though it's good, it's still suspect to that Phase 4 trait where all the women are perfect and the white man is bad type trope. It's in every freaking Phase 4 movie. And in this one,
Yeah.
look at Nebula or Gamora or Black Widow, all of these, or just Rey from Star Wars, for God's sake, all of these women in film, they're not perfect out of the gate. You know what I mean? They have to learn, they fail, and then they
No.
learn from those mistakes. America's just like, I don't know. And Doctor Strange is like, believe in yourself. And then everything's gravy. It's like, that's not how film works. Like, it's not that easy.
No.
I mean? He's
But
like, just do better. And she's like, okay, I will.
yeah.
It's like,
I suppose one other negative I have is we don't really get to see. I don't know if you saw the post credits of the first Doctor Strange, but we don't really get to see his Mordo. What's happening with him lately.
oh, that's right. I mean, he always kind of in it. It's
After
more of like a,
after he takes the energy out of that paralyzed guy that uses the energy to walk.
right.
That's the last we see of him, and people were hoping to see a good face-off between the two characters in the second one, and we see this other reality Mordo instead.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Maybe they'll do it in the third if they make a third. I don't know how that's gonna work,
But
but that's a good point.
yeah, but I gotta admit though, I was kind of hoping Wanda wouldn't be evil when I first heard that she was in the second one a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
Um, was kind of I kind of was thinking she and Doctor Strange were gonna team up against the big bad of the film. I think that would have been kind of cool to see.
Oh yeah.
One sorcerer and a sorceress, um, just kind of teaming up against this ultimate evil. You know,
That would have been cool. I would have wanted to see that. Well, I
yeah,
mean, the post credit scene of that does have Clea or whatever. Apparently, the
yeah,
actress, she's like, oh, they're not calling me, so I don't know if Clea's gonna actually show up or if that was just like a tease that, like the DCEU loves to do, never gonna friggin' happen, but we'll have to see.
yeah. So,
But no, I think that Doctor Strange, for all of its writing flaws, which there aren't that many, it's just one or two things. Um,
yeah,
I think a lot of people love to, especially for Star Wars, but for the MCU, a lot of people, I think they kind of overblow the hate. They're like, "Oh, the writing's horrible." It's like, well, not every line is bad. You know what I mean? There's only like two or three that
yeah.
I could think of, but I think that it's definitely. I mean, you haven't seen everything of Phase 4, but in my opinion, at least,
No,
it's probably one of the most entertaining and probably the most rewatchable. I just think that Sam Raimi is just such a
yeah,
visually distinct director. Um, you even see that as much as I give crap toward the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, which I don't hate them. I'm not gonna lie and say I hate them. There's
no.
merit to them. I don't. I think they're
They're,
okay,
they're like
but
this.
they're
They're
well
like
directed.
episode 2.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Yeah.
You don't hate them, but they're kind of the least favorite of yours.
Yeah. And to be honest, now that the Sam Raimi trilogy is on Disney Plus, I used to have them on DVD. I don't know what happened to them. Maybe I sold them at the exchange. I don't know. But I need to rewatch them because I need to update my opinion on those because it's been a minute.
Yeah. You make sure to watch Spider-Man 2.1 if you can, 'cause there's extended fight scenes in that, and as well as new scenes that weren't in the original.
So is that like would that be on like a DVD or Blu-ray cut, or is that like an online thing?
Well, I don't know if it's online, but I've got it on Blu-ray. I
Oh,
have
okay.
kind of like a trilogy collection on Blu-ray, and it includes the original Spider-Man 2 as well as the 2.1 as it's called.
I
So,
see. That's
that
cool.
2.1 is, of course, it's the extended, so it's the better of the two.
Of course.
So, but yeah, it's pretty good. The extended fight scenes are pretty rewatchable if you just like them. If you want to spoil yourself, they even have them on YouTube, just like extended, Spider-Man 2.1 bank fight or Spider-Man
Oh,
2.1 train fight. They have them on YouTube if you just want to see them.
okay. I
There's
might have
also
to
some there's also
might
some
have to do that.
other scenes that are in there. I'm not gonna spoil all of them if you do plan on seeing it,
Yeah.
but
No, I
one
definitely will. I mean, when I do my rewatch, I'll watch that version for sure.
yeah. One other scene though I'll talk about is the scene when Peter comes home and he and Harry are talking about Spider-Man
Oh yeah.
before, like, it's on his birthday or something, and they're in his home and they're talking about Spider-Man. There's a extended version of that in it too. So Harry just mentioning how he wants Spider-Man dead, same way that Peter wants the guy he thought killed his uncle dead. You know,
Oh, I see. That's
or
cool. So that's like
stuff.
a
So
yeah. So that's not in the original version, right?
no, it's just kind of Harry just saying take taking pictures of your friend, and then it cuts to Peter taking out the trash. You know.
Perfect. Perfect cut. Perfect.
But yeah, so speaking of hated movies,
Mm.
just kind of off topic. It's not really a topic unless you want it to be,
We
but
can make it a topic.
you haven't seen it yet, so I don't know how well of a topic it can be. I forgot to mention when I was talking about the Godzilla films that
Uh,
Godzilla King of the Monsters is the most hated of all three of them. So as a result, it'll probably be your most favorite because I know how you like most hated films that everybody else hates.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
That is true.
it'll, it'll probably be your most favorite when you watch it
That's
because
funny.
everybody else hates
Well,
it.
why does everyone seem to hate it? Is it like
I don't know. I think it's the acting or something. I don't know.
huh?
People
That's
are
strange.
complaining in the people are complaining in the first one that Godzilla, was only in the movie for 5 minutes. In this one, people are complaining that there's too much monster fight, not enough human stuff, and the actors themselves were kind of poor in their roles or something. I don't know.
Like, bro, that's
But
why you go see a monster movie for the monster fights.
exactly.
I want to watch two
So
and a half hours of people talking.
yeah,
Oh,
then
okay.
only 30 seconds of a fight.
Yeah, right. Okay, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
But
Perfect
yeah,
popcorn movie
just
right there.
yeah, yeah. Just to say that though, I think King of the Monsters will be your favorite of the three. It's the least favorite of everybody else's except mine. I like
Yeah,
it.
right.
I mean,
Well, that's
I
good.
mean,
I mean, what about
brawls that the brawls that Godzilla and King Ghidorah have are pretty epic.
Okay, that's cool. Now, I mean, I like Kong Skull Island. I mean, I know that's the only one I've seen, but I think that's a pretty
Yeah,
good one. So it's gonna take a
yeah.
lot for me to change my mind, but we'll see what happens.
I go in, edit Kong out, and put just a giant, I don't know, giant Ray Skywalker with her lightsaber, cut their skull
Yeah, that'd be
collar in
cool.
half with one slash, and say, "Franchise fanatic, you were expecting a better fight than that? Too
Yeah,
bad."
right. That'd be perfect. I see. That's a 10 out of 10 movie right there.
But yeah, so any topics you want before I continue?
Yeah. So I remember one time we were talking about the Lord of the Rings Gollum game, and I don't have it, so I can't speak of
Neither do I.
person. Yeah,
Just
don't
heard that
buy it.
it's like 3 out of 10.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, that's the thing. I heard it's complete dog water. Like they're like, this is the worst game of the year. Don't buy it. This is a scam. And I just think that's really effing funny, but it's also really kind of odd because you would have thought that in the year 2023 we would have had games that aren't completely broken still, but apparently we're still
Well,
getting those.
just being a game based on Gollum, I honestly really couldn't see how it would succeed very well because, when people think of a Lord of the Rings game, they're thinking of things that you can, like sword combat and stuff. And
Mhm.
one just based on Gollum, of you just crawling around like he does and stuff. I just couldn't really think of how it would work successfully.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, it's weird because like you said, I'm picturing Talion from the Shadow of War games or is something like that.
Like
I'm not picturing.
if they made a game that was similar to like Star Wars Battlefront, like the new ones, and then Gollum was just a playable character,
Yeah, that would
it would
work,
kind of
but
be
a
different because
whole
he could be like a stealthy character, and then you do like an assassination where he jumps on somebody's back, hits them in the head with a rock,
yeah.
and then jumps off their back, and the guy just kind of falls forward dead.
That would work, but instead they're like, "Hey, like they pitched it in the boardroom. They're like, you want to play as a half naked, shriveled old balding guy for 6 hours straight?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, that works." But apparently, it's just a broken, janky mess. Like it just doesn't work. Like
Yeah.
nothing about the game
I don't even
is.
know what the setting is. Is it between the Hobbit after he loses the ring and Fellowship, or is it even before the Hobbit?
So I'm not sure if it's actually
Or if
canon
it's
or
even
not.
canon. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it isn't, because it's no good. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'd love it if I actually played it. But as far as I'm aware, it takes place. So you know that scene in, I think it's in Fellowship, where you see Gollum and he's getting tortured. And he's like, "Body Shiloh," and he does all that.
Yeah.
And the Uruk-hai or whatever, the orcs are kind of torturing him, and then he kind of escapes, and then you kind of see him a little after that, and there's that
Yeah.
fill in the blank moment. That's what it is. So in the Gollum game, you play as him in Barad-dûr after he's getting assaulted and tortured by the orcs, and you escape.
Well, yeah. Well,
Apparently, I mean, I don't think the developers even knew what was going on, but
if you had to go from Mordor all the way to, I guess, Moria, which is where he catches up with the Fellowship, it would be kind of fun, I guess, in terms of an adventure, but in terms of actual gameplay mechanics and stuff, probably just be like the only enemies you fight are fish that have teeth.
yeah, right, yeah.
You know.
Exactly. I mean, they even said like the combat that's in the game. It's a stealth game, which could work, like you said, but the combat, it's you can only strangle an orc if they don't have a friggin' helmet on, and then if you get captured, like a little cutscene plays of him getting like beat by an orc, but the game like glitches out every time. It's just,
Yeah.
oh man, no good.
Well,
And it could have been
yeah.
so
Well,
much better. I mean, like they could have made it work, but they just jacked it all up. And they rushed it out or whatever their excuses. But there's a trend I'm
yeah.
noticing. I'm
Well,
sure you're noticing this. There's a
video
trend.
games.
Yes, there's a video game trend going on. It's not a good one. It's let's release a game half baked and then apologize for it publicly, and then in 7 to 8 months it'll be better.
Yeah.
Or, I have an alternative. You can just release the game when it works. It's like I probably said this 100 times, but it's literally the same thing as you buying a $50,000 car, and they're like, "Oh, we'll mail you the steering wheel." That
Well,
doesn't come
did
out for
Hogwarts do that too? Did they release it half baked?
no, actually, which is rare. I mean, again, I'm playing on a Series X, and I know my uncle got the PS4 version. He got the last gen version, and he's almost done with the campaign, and he said it's a little more janky than what he wanted, but for the most part, from what I gather, across all systems, next gen, current gen, it seems pretty stable. I mean, if I play the game in 60 FPS mode, it really doesn't work too great. It kind of stutters a bit, but if you play on 30
Yeah.
FPS mode, it's not too bad. But I mean, you look at like Lego Star Wars had the sky flicker for me, and other people,
Yeah.
but Dying Light
Actually, that's
2,
what that's
that was
something
pretty stable.
I noticed towards the end when I finished Lego Star Wars.
Hmm.
I think it was Takodana, because I was playing the
Yes.
planets in alphabetical order to get them 100%ed.
Uh.
Once I got to Takodana, it was when there was trees and stuff kind of also towards the sky,
Yep.
against the sky, and then you see it kind of flashing.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean.
And
There's like
yeah,
Lego Star Wars: The
I
Sky
didn't
Flicker
have
Saga.
it the first time. Didn't Either I didn't have it or I just didn't notice it the first time, but that's because most of the time first time I was just playing the campaign because you have to go on to Taco Donna to continue the story. So,
Right. Right.
but getting all the kyber bricks and stuff, that's when I started noticing it because I was on it more longer. So,
Yeah, it's
but
definitely
oh well. Didn't I mean it was kind of disappointing to suddenly see this thing happening, but it was just I wasn't gonna be on Takodana long, so I just kind of let it pass. But
yeah.
it kind of it was kind of like, oh, that's what franchise is talking about,
He's not crazy.
because it's just I didn't. You never recorded any gameplay of it or anything. I think you were on Series X when it was happening, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it's weird because when I record
So
my gameplay, I record on my Xbox One downstairs, and
yeah.
it's kind of there, but
Couldn't have
it's
recorded it anyway, so I kind of just every time you mentioned the sky flicker when you talked about the game, I was kind of like, "Oh, I don't have it, so I don't know what that looks like." And then finally, it happens to me, and I was
yeah,
like, "Oh, that's what he's talking about the whole time."
yeah. I don't want it to happen to anyone because it's freaking annoying.
But
But I mean,
yeah, but
what do you do? I guess.
I just kind it's not on every planet. It just seemed to happen on Takodana, and I can't remember. I think it happened to Tad on Yavin.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Well, it's
kind of
Ajon
every
Kloss had it
forest.
too.
Oh, did it? Oh,
Oh, well, for me it did.
oh,
Every planet
yeah.
with
I don't know.
trees on it, it was just death.
Yeah. Well, I think I only had a problem on Agent Kloss when I think is trying to go into one of the hangars and the floor kind of is gone, and I
Hmm.
ended up falling a great deal forever before I finally just turned the game off and turned it
Felt like you
back
fell
on.
through the floor or something.
Yeah, it was kind of it's like all of a sudden, the interior just got erased off in the game, and it was just showing this big gray space with what's behind it showing. You know,
I never had that. Hopefully I won't get
but
that. Jeez.
I'm glad I'm done it anyway. I finally finished it
Well,
months
that's good.
ago, as you
I'm still
saw.
trying to
I
work on
think
it,
yeah.
but
I posted it in on your server, actually on your
oh
Discord
yeah,
server. I
okay,
posted
yeah,
a
I saw that.
screenshot,
Yep.
yeah, of 100% Switch, Xbox, and achievements.
Oh wow, that's crazy. That's nuts.
Well, that's my thing is when I play an Xbox Lego game, I make sure to go for the achievements too,
Okay.
because it's only when it feels like it's fully complete when you have all of them as well.
No, I agree. Even though I don't do it, I
You
agree.
know, yeah. I mean,
Like I'm
it's
the type of
better
gamer.
on
I'll get an achievement and be like, oh cool, I got it, and then I move on.
yeah. Well,
No, it's cool though. I mean,
agree
it's
agree
cool
to
you do that.
disagree. Okay, no,
Yeah, right. We're
but
done with this podcast. It's over.
yeah,
Speaking of Lego
yeah.
games,
So
though,
that
have you are you gonna get Lego 2K Drive?
no, I'm not a racing game person.
Oh, yo, I'm playing it right now. Actually, man, it's freaking good.
Fact, in fact, I kind of hate races in games.
Oh,
As I mentioned this in the first podcast, how I hate races in Lego games because
yeah.
when it comes
I
to
do too.
timed races, it seems like the timer isn't long enough, and sometimes you don't get to the gate in time, and you have to spend a good 5 or 10 seconds turning around, and you've already blown 10 seconds, and on racing AI guys, they're at full speed right away, whereas you have to actually pick up speed when you start
Yeah,
driving.
that's true. Yeah,
And
it seems pretty
it's only
broken.
when they crash into civilian vehicles that you get the advantage.
Yeah, yeah. I hate.
But
I no. I did. I was doing Lego Marvel One. I remember doing it on my 360 back in 2013. I had to like. I think you had this issue. I had to like drive against Maria Hill on the helicarrier. That thing was a pain in the butt, man. I spent like a freaking year on
yeah,
that thing.
yeah. Well, I learned that once the second the race starts, you have to move kind of in front, try to get in front of her, like move directly into her, and it
Oh, so
sort of slows her down. And I think once you get in, forget how it worked. I think if you're at doing that long enough, she eventually pushes you in front of her or something.
oh,
Or
you
I don't
see.
remember entirely. Or you do it, or you cause her to spin around or something. I don't remember, but
I don't even
that's the
remember.
key. That's the key. It's not just straight up trying to beat her because you're always gonna lose doing that.
Yeah,
But you have to nudge into her right at the start, and it stops her from going already 70 miles an hour when you're only starting at 2.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah, it's
so
definitely not the best race in the game. But like I said, I've been playing a lot of Lego 2K Drive. I'm almost done with the
yeah.
campaign. It's a freaking blast. Like it's not made by TT, so the driving's actually good. Okay, I think Lego City Undercover was good controls, but a lot of Lego game controls are no bueno. But this game is really really good. Like the open world's good, the races are good, the mini games are fun. I know.
Is
I
it
mean, I
supposed to
paid.
be racing?
It is, yeah. I mean, you can't get out of your car. You're always in the car. But
It's too bad.
I know. Well, I think of it like Call of Duty. You know, you can't not shoot a terrorist in the face. You know what I mean? But it's fun.
Well,
It's really.
sure you can. If you're playing in multiplayer and you're on the terrorist team,
Oh
you're
yeah.
shooting the seals in the face,
That's
and
true. Well, yeah, that's
you
true.
basically can't not shoot. You can not shoot a terrorist if you're on their team.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah,
want
you
to
got me.
tray them.
Yeah, that is true.
But,
But no, I do think it's a fun game. I mean, if you're not into racing games,
yeah,
I don't know if it'll change your mind. I'm not big into them either. It's like racing games are like fighting games for me. I'll play them and I like them, but I'd rather do it something else. You know, I'd rather play Assassin's Creed
yeah,
or something. But it's fun. It's a good Lego racing game. I'm having fun with it. I think it's well made. But one day you
yeah.
may get it. I don't know. But what Lego games have you not played?
uh, I think. Well, I don't remember if there's 2 city undercovers or just one, but
There's the Wii U version which was on.
oh,
They
okay.
ported it to the Xbox and PlayStation 4, and then there's one called The Chase Begins, which is on 3DS.
Yeah, well, neither of those.
Oh man, you
um,
gotta play Lego City Undercover. That's one of the best ones.
and well, are there respawning enemies?
Sadly, no. That's the one negative is
Okay.
that like you play as a cop, you can't like there's no once you beat everything and you're like 100%, there's no like crooks to recapture, which is a
Okay.
bummer. But I think the open world is fun enough where you don't need that. But I mean that's just
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah.
You like smashing things. I like smashing enemies.
Yeah, right.
Actually, achieve something.
Yeah, I know. I know I'm weird. I think well that's just for
But
Lego games.
yeah.
Like if I'm
But
playing Assassin's Creed,
there's also Lego Movie games I haven't played.
yeah.
Um,
Okay.
there's Lego Harry Potter,
Oh
Lego
well,
The
you're not big on
Hobbit.
Harry Potter though.
No, I mean I'll watch the movies if they're on TV or whatever, but I've never been into them like that.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, also Lego The Hobbit for one big obvious reason. Um,
Yeah. I mean, it's still well made though. I think you should at least give it a chance.
and Lego, I have Lego Marvel 2 downloaded on my Xbox because I got the collection thing, but I
Oh, okay.
haven't played it yet. Um, I did play Avengers on my 360, but I haven't played it on my one yet. Um, and there's also
You got some stuff to play.
Lego Indiana Jones 2. Haven't played. Played
That
the
one,
first one.
everyone hates that one.
Oh,
I don't, but everyone else hates. I mean, it's not my favorite, but
Yeah, well, I think part of it is because the bosses are changed, and essentially every boss you fight this giant thing every time.
Yeah.
Something I don't know. The one thing I thought was cool is you apparently can make your own levels on it, but
Yeah, I never really did anything with that,
yeah, so
but it's an option, I guess. It's there.
yeah, if you're just bored, I guess just make some random messy thing and then play it and see if you enjoy it, and then if you see any flaws, you'll be like, oh, I can fix that.
Yeah, right. Well, I guess it was like the early stages of Lego Worlds, I guess.
Yeah. Then there's DC Super Villains I haven't played,
That one's good.
and oh, Lego Incredibles I didn't play.
I like that one. Yeah, I think that one's a little
Play
underrated.
and I think the last one that I can think of anyway. Sure, there's others that I can't. Lego Dimensions, but I don't. I mean, I already got Disney Infinity, and I wasn't gonna buy Dimensions just to buy a whole bunch of Lego things that
Yeah,
should just be in the game like a regular Lego game. Like
I 100.
they made just
Even though I bought them
they
all, but
just
I
made a
agree.
digital. They just made a digital version of Lego Dimensions where you don't have to, all the characters are already in the game. Then I might buy it because I'd like to play as some weird characters that, like apparently Knight Rider is in it, and
Hmm.
uh, Back to the Future stuff is in it,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I never.
and a bunch of other things that I can't think of right now, but
Oh
they're
yeah,
in
it's
there.
it's insane. Yeah, I mean, you can have like Finn and Jake from Adventure Time in the Batmobile in the Wizard of Oz. Or, I mean,
Oh,
it's crazy.
but
It's
but
like a
yeah, that's kind of. I haven't been really like desperate to get it though, because like I said, Disney Infinity is the last thing like that I got, and I've got not all the characters, but most of the Star Wars characters. Because
okay.
I was playing it a few couple years ago, and just trying to arrange fights between stormtroopers and clone troopers, and I needed to get the Force Awakens and the original trilogy. I don't remember what it's called. I had to get those things bought so I could get the stormtroopers unlocked,
Oh,
because you have
I
to
see.
get them on those to get the stormtroopers.
Yeah,
I
that's
only
how they
have
get you.
the Clone Wars one because it came with the Star Wars, or the Disney Infinity 3.0 as it's called.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, I got Darth Vader, Kylo Ren were the only ones of those other two trilogies I got.
okay.
And later on, I decided to get some more characters because I wanted to, I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, that's the thing about Toys to Life is that like they're good games. Like I had Disney Infinity. It was all
Yeah.
right. I enjoyed it, but like Lego Dimensions is like it's a like as a Lego game, it's one of the best ones they ever made. Like it's freaking awesome Lego game. It's really well made, but the just having to
Oh,
buy
also
all that
Clone
stuff,
Wars.
it's crazy.
I haven't played Lego Clone Wars.
Ooh, that one's good too. Probably my least favorite Lego Star Wars game, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah. So, but I've played still a pretty decent amount. I've played Complete Saga. I played Lego Star Wars 1 and 2 before the Complete Saga. Um, played Lego Marvel 1
Okay.
and Avengers on 360. Um, Played Lego Lord of the Rings on 360. Lego Pirates, Jurassic World. What else is there?
So you're pretty well versed in Lego gaming, I would say.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like which. It's not because they're Lego games. It's like which kind of franchise I'm into.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
that's a good point. Yeah.
like Lego Lord of the Rings over Harry Potter. Which do you think I'm gonna choose? Lego Harry Potter just to see what it's like and say forget Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's a good point.
Like it's just like I like Lord of the Rings more, but I'm gonna get Harry Potter instead because Lord of the.
Yeah, because that makes sense.
Or yeah, or get Lego Marvel instead of Lego Star Wars. Who cares about Star Wars?
Yeah, yeah, right, exactly.
But no, but well, obviously I haven't been so desperate with the Star Wars because, like I said, I didn't get Clone Wars. But Ghost Skywalker Saga is the obvious. I think it's the most recent most people have played actually.
Hmm.
It's the most. It was the most anticipated for a while, and the most frustrating, obviously.
Yeah.
But and to a degree, I guess these days it's still frustrating with a bunch of problems that it's got, and there's things that I just think they really should have done with it, like bring this up every time. Enemies,
Hmm.
like you can fight some enemies on Geonosis and Naboo in the swamp,
That's
but
true. Yeah, that's true.
like it's not like Lego Batman 2 where you have like 10 guys coming out of the ground every 5 seconds
Yeah.
beat them, you know.
Yeah, you're right. I
That's
think a little bit
that's
of.
what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I wanted enemies that were depending on which planet you were on, were native to that. Like clone troopers, from episode 2 were exclusive to like Geonosis and Camino, and then clone troopers like the 501st clones were exclusive to Coruscant, and the clones with the orange on them from
Hmm.
our Utapau, and the clones that have scout trooper looking fate armor on,
Like
on
Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk,
Uh
yeah,
huh.
and stuff like that. I was hoping for something like that, and Sith troopers on Exegol.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But
See, I think that is one thing the game's missing. I mean, I don't.
but
I'm perfectly fine just exploring the hubs, just being immersed in the worlds. But as far as like, yeah,
yeah,
you got all these cool blasters and cool lightsabers. What are you gonna break rocks all day? I mean, apparently I don't have a problem with it, but
no. Well, I still do that, but I'd rather fight enemies just because it's nice when you can act like you know you want to when you're playing a Jedi. Sometimes you just want to deflect lasers back at guys, and
yeah, I know.
rocks don't throw rocks at you, and you deflect them back and say home run.
Yeah, right. Unless you replay a level, but you're specifically talking about the open world. But
Yeah, I mean the levels are good too, I guess, but they're limited.
yeah,
They're limited time to complete because they only take so few minutes. Unless you just sit there idling for 30 minutes and then you decide to finish the level or something.
yeah. Well, the good thing about the levels in that game is that the camera angle is the same as the hubs, which
Yeah, that's
essentially
good.
makes like every level like a little hub world. I think that's really cool how they did that. But
Yeah, it's not like in the other ones where like half the ground was gone because the camera was there.
I know, or I think the
And
worst.
there was this invisible wall there too when you're trying to move towards the camera.
I Yeah, some of those are pretty janky. I think like Lego, what was it? Lego Batman 3. That's probably one of my least favorite ones in terms of free roam, because it's got
Yeah,
that,
you
that.
said the planet.
Yeah, it's like that Mario Galaxy looking thing. It's just freaking weird. Like I don't know how they went from like massive open world Gotham in Batman 2 to Batman. I get the Lantern Planet thing. I think it's a cool concept, but the execution just I don't know, man. Wasn't there?
Best one I think is just the green one because you can use that's the only one you can use vehicles on, even though you can't really do much with them still because again, no enemies to shoot. But
Yeah.
I like that you can use like all sorts of vehicles from TV shows and movies,
Yeah, like the
including the 19
1966.
yeah, that one or the tumbler from The Dark Knight,
Yeah, that's cool.
or there's also uh, uh, Green Arrow's motorcycle.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, didn't I think Flash has like a pizza van or something weird?
Yeah, I guess so. I'll have to play again to find out, but
Yeah.
it's the only planet I like of them all. I mean, it's kind
Which is
of,
it's a shame, because I think all
yeah,
they had to do is all they had to do for me at least, just make the make the Lantern planets that's not Oa, the other ones, make them have the
Yeah.
same camera angle as Oa, and then it's fine. But the way they did the camera angle, it makes it look everything's like really small and there's barely any. And I know why they did it, but I don't know. It didn't work for me.
Yeah. Part of it is probably space because they couldn't make the planets too big to because it probably took up space and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's kind of.
What do you do?
But it was fun to complete anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean I had fun doing it. It's just the replayability in that game is not the best, but I think like some of the best replayability is Lego City, Lego Star Wars, obviously, Lego Marvel,
Yeah.
um, and then there's Lego Rock
Yeah.
Band.
Oh yeah, that's another one I haven't played. Yeah.
Yeah, I had that as a kid. It was fun, but it was just I don't know. I mean, I think I broke my guitar or something weird. I don't know. Something happened to the guitar, and I just said screw it.
uh,
But it was fun while it lasted.
yeah, I'm sure. But
Some of the songs were all
yeah,
right.
next. But yeah, I have a next topic here.
Shoot.
Um, did you see the trailer for Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire that I shared?
Wasn't it like a little teaser trailer, right?
Yeah, it's just like this dark kind of red environment with this big ape-looking guy with glowing blue
Oh yeah,
eyes, and
yeah,
then you
yeah.
see a skull of Godzilla and Kong
And
towards
that
the
title.
end. Yeah.
I think it has the potential to be cool. I mean, it looks cool. I haven't seen any of the other
Yeah.
ones except Skull Island, but you're more versed in it. What did you think?
Uh, it was first of all unexpected because I didn't expect a big ape to be the new monster villain.
Yeah,
Um, but as long as he's different than Kong and not just in terms of personality, but like design, I suppose it would be cool because he has to be menacing enough to take on both Kong and Godzilla.
yeah. So it's like monkey versus Godzilla versus monkey.
Yeah,
Weird.
but I some characters from GVK are turning, um, and there's going to be some new ones, obviously, because they can't not have new ones.
Right.
Um,
Well, that's cool. So it's kind of like the MCU or like the Skywalker saga, where like there's characters that are in one and then they kind of come back for the other.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, Godzilla versus Godzilla and Kong Skull Island are the only two. Well, actually, no. Actually, it's let's see. I gotta remember here. Um, there's few characters from Godzilla that return in King of the Monsters. Then there's I think only one character from Skull Island that returns as well, but he's older than he is in Skull
Okay.
Island. A different actor too, obviously.
Oh, so they recast
But
him.
yeah, well, it's because it takes place in the present day as opposed to Cold War era.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's characters from King of the Monsters that returns in GVK. And then there's characters now from GVK that are returning for this one. So,
Sounds like
but
a lot of returning.
as long as it's yeah, but
That's a
as
good thing
long
though.
as it's decent enough, because I don't mind it I don't mind the human characters all that much, but as long as they don't do certain things,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I'm not one to talk. I've only seen one of them, but like Brie
yeah.
Larson, she could return, right? I don't know if she does, but there's that potential for it.
Well, I don't know. Her character might have to be an older lady, unless they do something like you mentioned in Winter Soldier with Peggy. Unless they did something like that,
Oh yeah. Okay.
as like characters from Skull Island, I just they'd have to really they'd have to have something extraordinary for any of them to return because they'd be a whole lot older and
Yeah, there'd be a lot of old people prosthetics. I'll tell you what.
yeah.
Every scene of them, they just be on in a hospital or something.
Yeah, could be. I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, it would be I think it's got the potential to be a good film still cuz
yeah.
it's just a continuation of what happened in Godzilla versus Kong and delving deeper into some more themes that were introduced in it. So,
I'm excited to see that though. I think it'll be. I'm excited.
yeah.
Like once I actually get these movies, um, and I swear to God, I keep saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do it," and then I do. But I am. Okay, I'm a man of my
Yeah.
word. I'm gonna do it.
I'm not doubting.
Yeah, I do want to watch them
Just
because they look awesome. But it's just like that process of getting them. But I'll have to check the
well,
library or maybe the
just
exchange
you
has
might
them.
have to just yeah, you might just have to go on to eBay or something cuz I'm sure they have them there and sometimes they're actually not that expensive cuz that's where I went for some of my stuff. Um I got the Indiana Jones Last Crusade soundtrack from I think it was eBay because I had the first two but not that one and I finally decided it was time I got that one. But
Okay.
of course the store I got the other two at the time doesn't have even anything Indiana Jones soundtrack related anymore.
Oh,
So,
perfect.
you know,
Awesome. Cool.
but yeah, I'm sure you could find it on eBay for a good price. And I, actually, I'm wondering if there's even a Godzilla sort of free movie collection. 'Cause,
Well, maybe. I mean, they'll probably wait for that once more of them kind of release. Is this supposed to be the last one, or because I know this is a pretty popular series?
I don't know if it's the last one, but okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't. I
Well,
mean, they're pretty
they've
popular.
got a three. Yeah, they've got a three movie collection with Kong Skull Island and then King of the Monsters and versus Kong. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I don't see just Godzilla, but if you had to, I guess you could just get another Kong Skull Island if you needed to with the three movie collection, and then get the Godzilla separate.
Yeah, and then yeah, I could take Skull Island to the exchange then, the separate one, but
Yeah,
that's cool.
but
Now you mentioned Indiana Jones: Last Crusade. This will probably be the last topic for tonight. But what do you think about Dial of Destiny? Are you excited? Are you going to see it? Because
yeah,
there's a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
see it.
rumors. You know,
I'm gonna. When's it come out again? The end of the
I believe it's
month.
June 30th.
Yeah, so I'll probably wait at least 2 weeks after just to let the crowd die down first.
Hmm.
As for one thing, it's better to go in a less crowded theater when you can hear more of the film and less people next to you talking.
That is
Um,
true.
and also it's easier to find seats when there's less people seeing it.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing about that film. I love all four movies. I know. Crystal Skull sucks. I like it, all right. But I think that the, I know I'm
King
rare.
of the Monsters sucks too, and you'll love it. So
Yeah, right. There are some movies people hate that I hate too, but it's rare. Um, like I've seen Batman and Robin, Batman Forever, Catwoman. Yeah, those are horrible. Um,
well, I
but
didn't. Back when I was a kid, anyway, I liked those Batman movies. I was kind of obsessed with characters with capes, and Batman and Robin were kind of the ones with the capes at the time.
yeah.
I don't know why I had this obsession about having action figures that had capes with them, like actual fabric capes, not
Oh,
just plastic ones you stick on, and wanting to take them into the bathtub all the time. And then the capes have been, the capes get ruined if they go in the water or something, but I didn't
oh.
care. But
You're like, yeah. What do you do?
yeah, definitely the Dark Knight trilogy is better than those films.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's cool if you like them. I mean, I don't hate them, but I bought them on Blu-ray from the exchange for like $2 each, and I was like, like Catwoman though. Oh boy.
Yeah. I mean, looking back, I can see some of the why they're not all that good. But we'll save that for the next podcast because we're talking about Indiana Jones here,
Right. Well, it's funny
not
because
Batman.
yeah, that'll be next time. A lot of people hate, like, are seeing it and they're like, "Oh, Dial of Destiny is horrible." You know me, everyone listening. I only listen to myself. I'll listen to others, but I only trust myself. If I love it, I don't care if everyone in the world hates it, or if I hate it,
Actually,
vice versa.
speaking of hate,
Yeah.
you've seen Guardians Volume 3, so would you say it's recommended?
I think it's one of the best Marvel movies they've ever put out. I mean, in terms of the
Okay.
MCU specifically, I think it's
That's
genuinely.
one I would like to see because it's kind of the end of that era of Guardians.
Yeah. No,
And
it's
it kind
genuinely
of
a beautiful movie. Like, you gotta see it ASAP. It's freaking awesome.
well, me time.
Yeah. Or something. Get it on Blu-ray. I don't know what you're gonna do, but just
Yeah.
see it because it's incredible.
So yeah, that's I'm thinking of seeing it.
I
But
was a little nervous when I saw
yeah,
Nebula at the poster, but
definitely Dial of Destiny. I'm gonna see, but I'm gonna see about taking some parents of mine with me because mom has wanted to go see a movie for a
oh,
while
that's a
with
good
all of
that's a
us,
good
and I've either just we've just not done it because for whatever reason, or I've never gone. Like my parents went to see this one movie, it's a Christian movie, and I didn't go see it because I think I was coming to do a podcast actually.
so yeah, you're saying I'm at fault.
Uh,
Like, you're
oh,
the reason I didn't see this movie.
I don't remember entirely what the reason was. I don't
Okay, well
remember
let's just say that's
entirely.
not it. So no one
Might have
hates
been
me.
something else, but anyway, yeah, I didn't go see it with them, so I figured this would be a good one to go see with all three of us because I know my dad likes this franchise, and
That's cool.
it
I mean,
seemed
yeah,
like a good thing to for all three of us to see.
yeah, I really think you'll like it. I mean, you like the first two, right?
Talking about Indiana Jones.
Oh, I was talking about Guardians for a second.
No, I might see Guardians 2 with all three of us, but I haven't made up my mind on that yet.
Okay, well, you got to
Assuming
make your
it's
mind up
even in
quick.
theaters yet by the time.
Yeah, I think it's leaving soon. It'll probably be on Disney Plus and then Blu-ray soon, so you'll have to look for that.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, definitely, I'm gonna see Dial of Destiny,
Yeah,
and
I'm crazy pumped for it.
I'm
I hope it's
just
not
hoping,
woke.
despite it being Harrison's last, that he doesn't die in it, because I hate it when it's a character's last thing, and a lot of the time they die as a result.
Yeah,
Like you see Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man die. He can't just have a peaceful life with Pepper after.
I
Um,
know.
you see, oh, who else?
Well, they killed Han, Leia, Luke, which I think are all good deaths, but they did kill them.
Yeah, well, Leia is kind of understandable because her death was before her death. Um,
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
so she kind of had to die in the end because the actress did.
Yeah,
Um, but then again, there's people that don't, that shouldn't have had to die just because the actor did. Because see, Harrison's gonna play General Ross apparently, and yet they couldn't get somebody good to play T'Challa.
yeah, I know. That's so stupid.
But
Don't even get me. Oh god.
logic is escaping smart minds these days. So
Yeah. I mean, maybe I get it because it's like, oh, it's an icon, and Thunderbolt Ross
maybe they
really.
didn't. Yeah, maybe they didn't want to offend a bunch of black people by casting another black person to take the place of another black person or something. I don't know.
Could have been, or they'll make it the
But
White Panther. I don't know what's going on with that.
Well,
It's
but
all
whatever.
messed
I
up.
mean,
Oh
I'm
boy.
not seeing it, so I don't have to worry.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta focus on Dial of Destiny.
Yeah. So, but
But all right, guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up. We're about an hour and 10 minutes in. That went really fast, though. I had a lot of fun doing this.
yeah. So I'll have to new topics next time now. As I didn't have as many as usual, but it's mainly because I haven't been paying much mind to it lately. I've been more focused on Halo.
Yeah, well, we can talk about Halo next time, for sure. I mean, I've only played like one of them, but we can talk about it.
Yeah.
You can educate me.
So, but yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed this one too. So.
Yeah, yeah. Leave a like for sure. I'll have a link for Echo. I'm getting all these people confused. Recon Troopers podcast down below, and of course, subscribe to myself. Subscribe to Recon, and yeah, I have some more. I'll have to think of some more topics, but this was a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah, certainly.
But
Well,
anyway,
they
guys, I'll let you
usually
go.
are.
Oh yeah, they better be.
Yeah. Until we have one where we're arguing the whole time.
I just won't post it. I'll be like, yeah, we didn't film actually.
Yeah.
He was watching Dial of Destiny. We didn't get to filming.
Yeah.
But anyway,
My
guys,
bad.
hope you enjoyed, and can't wait to do another one. We got a lot of more topics. I'm sure we both have that we want to cover, and I'm excited. Maybe we can do one on Dial of Destiny because I'm assuming we will, we'll have seen that
Well,
by the time.
perhaps we should wait a little bit because you don't like spoiling after seeing a movie in theaters, so we should at least wait until it's on at least out of theaters before we talk about it.
Or we could just do it,
As
and then I'll just tell them you're out of luck.
as you know, I unlike you, I actually when I talk about something, I want to talk about it. I'm not gonna constantly say I don't want to spoil everything.
Yeah,
So,
it's
so
hard. It's hard to review movies when they come out in theaters.
yeah. So
But yeah, well, we got a lot of stuff covered, guys. So don't worry. The podcasts here are not going anywhere. We'll have a lot of stuff to cover. But yeah, leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new. Again, thanks, buddy. I had a good time, and we'll see you
yeah,
guys in the next video.
later, folks.